Twilight comes early, it's early in the day. It's 4 o'clock and we're on our way. Oh, we're looking for Smiley, but it can't be found. Better days.
So how are you doing the books?
Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna make a sign. They'll just do a donation. Yeah, that one's going to that.
I got the blues for you, baby. Got the blues, somebody. Worst case of if only that I had.
Oh, well, I never knew this was.
We live on these rocks where the ferry boat docks, still wearing black gum boots and slickers. We brag and we boast of this life on the coast, but sometimes we argue and bicker. Just as long as we live by the sea, just as long as my darling loves me, for whatever it's worth, we're a part of the earth, and it's not such a bad place to be. Just as long as we live by the sea. Down at the Islanders' Hall, a meeting was called. A bridge would improve.
We don't need some person who's a motivational person to tell us to think about why we work in what we work in. And it isn't for the money, as has been mentioned. There's some of that, but we don't get rich. It's for the pleasure of working with all of you and all the hundreds of other people and the thousands that put money into acquisitions and other things. It is truly gratifying, and we work in this because we love the work we do.
Through that period, until we opened up, there was this cadre of volunteers that held the things together. You know, the nursery was not officially open, but there was a group of people who met with me once a week at least, and the plants stayed in good shape. The facilities stayed in good shape, and so I'm very grateful to folks for doing that. September to receive a gift from Rhea and Dave, and it was a gift that allowed us to, again, go back to the kind of operation that we had the previous year. This operation meant that with the goal of trying to get more sales to increase revenue, we were able to go out on more salvages.
Mike Thibodeau, who I would like to bring up to the front so that I can lambaste him right beside me. Mike and I met quite a few years ago now, coming up on 8, I would imagine, as we're approaching the 8th year for the Run for the Mountain. I accidentally went into the wrong store to talk about a fundraising initiative, and Mike said, well, I happen to be talking about doing something like that because I love Mount Benny, as he calls it, and the Run for the Mountain was born for doing everything that he's done for NALT. The money has been astronomical. I think we're over $40,000 raised from an event that is basically people hustling their buns around the lake and enjoying some free treats afterwards. So it's fun, it's good money in our bank, it's great for Mount Benson, and it's wonderful to have Mike doing what he does. So I would like to...
It's going into its 8th year. I can't, just like Paul was saying, I can't do it all by myself. I have people who have helped me for 7 straight years. I have people who are a team that's helped me for 6 out of the 7. And I'm going to start contacting them pretty soon to make sure they're all on board for number 8. Every year I try to make it a little better, a little more. And I think we've done that every year, and I'm looking forward to number 8. I got plans for number 9, and I got big plans. Thanks for letting me go on, and thank you very much for this. And
I'm going to call on Barbara Hurstenberg to accept this for Ken Lyle. And Ken was on our board for a great many years. After he was on our board, and while he was on our board, he volunteered to help coordinate and edit the newsletter. And I think everyone can agree that NALT's newsletter is a really professionally produced, beautiful newsletter for our organization, and I think it speaks very, very well for NALT. But it's one of the people that has contributed to the quality of that publication is Ken's contributions have been many. So I would just like to pass this along to Barbara Hurston, one of the co-founders, accept on behalf of Ken Lyle. Maybe you can talk a bit about Ken.
Ken has been a staunch supporter almost from the very earliest days.
I would say so, yes.
And he, as well as doing the newsletter, which kicked it up a notch of professionalism, I would say, he served on the board for a number of years. And I'm very pleased to accept this on his behalf.
You're going to give it to him, of course.
I don't know.
Last train leave moon down the line. Last train leave moon down the line. Gotta tell my baby last train is mine. Saw my baby move down the track. Saw my baby move down the track. She caught the last train, never come back. People tell me last train blues ain't bad.
I'm walking slow, I'm wearing my shoes, my traveling pack and a smile. No better way to sing them blues. I'm stepping up for a while. Those Indian summers, laid back falls, mellowing out the days. Kinda feel like hitting the road and see my friends along